This is not about quid pro quo. So I just, Mr. President, let's clip this, please, and put it in my Twitter feed. And please, everyone, send this to the president. Please retweet what I'm about to say, because the Republicans are, honest to goodness, they're like nursery school kids. Let's do a play. I can write a play. It's going to be about a tree. Hey, here's a tree. What the hell are you doing? Who is writing this stuff? Who is thinking about the defense of the president?
It's a terrible poem, too.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it needs to be much longer.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. The Democrats are making this all about quid pro quo. Republicans, people who actually are paying attention, and I don't know if I can include all the Republicans on this, the people who are actually paying attention to this and care, your strategy is all wrong. It's all wrong. Here's what you and the president need to say every single day. Like a cuckoo clock, every 15 minutes, somebody should be on a microphone saying this, and just saying this over and over and over again. Here it is. Listen, you in the media, and let me just speak directly to Americans. If you define quid pro quo as, hey, you get dirt on my opponents or else, the president's right. There is no quid pro quo. And that's what the Democrats are saying this is. You get the dirt on my opponent or else. However, if you define quid pro quo as, hey, this, Mr. Ukrainian president, you're brand new, looks good, but I want you to know your country lost $7 billion from our taxpayers. Your country convicted 2 Ukrainian officials, one of which was the head of the Anti-Corruption Bureau, for interfering in the U.S. election in collusion with the DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign. 2 of your investigator generals have been blocked for some reason by our U.S. State Department for giving the DOJ evidence of this and deep corruption surrounding oil and gas contracts that involved our former vice president. And as I said on the phone call, we have a reason to believe the same people that were doing all of that and made this corruption possible are still in your inner circle. So as a matter of national interests, I can't give you any more money unless you step to the plate and demonstrate that you're not part of this corruption. And what's more, you're dedicated to cleaning it up. If that's the way you define quid pro quo, yes, that's all on the tape. That's all there in the transcript. That's what the president did. But I don't think the president defines that as quid pro quo. He defines that as the job of the president. And I believe any honest American, Republican, Democrat, Independent, would not only agree with that, they would do exactly the same thing, because what's at stake is not just this presidency, but it's the integrity of investigations, the integrity of our elections, the power of the president to chart our foreign policy and not some shadow group, our foreign policy itself, along with the credibility of our ambassadors and the integrity of the U.S. aid program, and of course the $7 billion that went missing. That's what this is about. So you can make it about Joe Biden and the election if you'd like, but that's like making New York City all about its toll tunnels. We going to be adults here? We going to talk about the truth? Or are we just going to go, get 'em? That is what they should say every 15 minutes like a cuckoo clock. Yeah, it's not about quid pro quo if you define that as go get my opponents. There's none. But when you read the whole context of what that phone call was about was, you're missing $7 billion. There's all kinds of rumors about collusion with the Democrats, some of them credible, some of them maybe not so credible. We don't know. And we don't trust you yet, Mr. President. We hear you're a good guy. But and this is what he said on the call, but I believe some of the people that were involved in this corruption are still around you. You have to show us that you're not part of this corruption. Isn't that the job of the president? We were all so excited about making sure that the Russians didn't collude. We have 2 people that were sentenced to prison for colluding with the DNC and Hillary Clinton, 2 anti-corruption bureau officials that were bragging about it on tape and were convicted in a Ukrainian court for colluding with the DNC and Hillary Clinton to throw our election. And we don't care? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you're looking for truth. And by the way, if you're looking for truth, I highly recommend that you watch the video of my special, the first one and the second one, because it's about to get ugly next week. Next Thursday, we are going to be streaming live on YouTube, on the Blaze TV next Wednesday, the Blaze TV, YouTube, and Facebook. And we're going to tell you what's really happening with Ukraine and what they're really afraid of.